Yo, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel, and today we're going to look at some City League results from Japan. I was a little underwhelmed by the results at the Champions League Miyagi, and I wanted to see what new decks from Heatwave Arena were making the most impact in the City League, so I thought let's take a look at some brand new archetypes here by looking at the most recent week Japan has had with their City Leagues to kind of just see what new cards are working the best from Destined Rivals, first half. I mean, we still have the Team Rocket cards to come out, but I still wanted to take a look at them nonetheless. We still have all the Ethans and the Misty cards, the Cynthia's cards, all kinds of different stuff, and to see what Japan is cooking right now in their current format that they have. We're not going to play in this format, but I still thought it would be cool to look at what they're playing regardless in today's video. If y'all are new here to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. We're on the road to 23k subs. I'll leave a link to Limitless down below if you want to go check out the decks for yourself, and yeah, let's get into it. So, starting these off here, we got the Osaka City League, which was won by Dragapult. Yeah, we saw Dragapult take down the City League in Miyagi, so probably still going to be good. This one plays Neo Upper Energy as the spec, which is very interesting, but it is a decent little Pult 60 there. And then we have a Goldengo deck here, very interesting one. It's Goldengo with Dodrio and Fan Rotom. So Dodrio does give you a few options. It's essentially like having an extra coin bonus once per turn with Zooming Draw. It also synergizes with Monkey Dory. Or no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I'm trolling. But either way, it does draw an extra card. It puts a damage counter on the board. Oh, no, it does work with Monkey Dory. I'm trolling. Yeah, it does synergize with Monkey Dory. For some reason, I thought Monkey needed the damage. So you can use it with Monkey Dory, which is really cool synergy there. You can do extra damage with your Dodrio. Then you have the Fan Rotom for setup. Scizor's in there. There's a Judge in the deck. That's an interesting card you don't really usually see in Goldengo. There's a Jock in the deck overplaying Cyrano. Because, you know, Goldengo can play Cyrano. So, cool 60. Was able to get second place. Did lose to Dragapult, which it can happen. We did see a Sarah Ledge deck in the top 4. Still haven't really tried this deck yet in the new format, but Sarah Ledge does look pretty good right now. Like, it seems decent. Doesn't seem as good as it was before with, like, Palkia and stuff, but it still has a lot of speed behind it. With the Carmine, the Rev of Room seems really good. Budu to slow your opponent down while you kind of build up your discard pile. You got the Explorer's Guidance in there. Definitely not bad at all. And then we had another Goldengo in top 4. This one was the Dunsparce build, the one we've been seeing do really good recently. Now, one thing with this build, there's no Dunsparce EX, just opted for the runaway draw to Dunsparce. I do like double counter catcher in Goldengo, so it's got 2 copies of it, 2 Iono too. Then we got the Arvins, the Jamming Tower, 2 TM Evos, Energy Retrieval. Pretty decent little Goldengo list here, with no Dunsparce EX. Raging Bolt in top 8. Doesn't really get anything with Heatwave Arena, just kind of stays the same. This one's got a lot of one-prizers. Fan Rotom, Baby Bolt, and Koraidon. Can almost play like a one-prize attacking deck until you want to go big boom with Raging Bolt. We had a very interesting Iron Hands, Miraidon, Joltik deck here. So, Joltik definitely feels like a cool idea to have in the Iron Hands Pikachu deck. I mean, you could probably make like a Joltik Pikachu Iron Hands deck work with or without Miraidon in the deck. There's no generators in this deck. As you can see, it's more just a Joltik Crispin deck. Miraidon gets you your Lightning Pokemon. It's even got the Clefairy in there. And Iron Leaves for some extra type coverage and attackers. So that's kind of interesting. Pretty cool 60 there. And then we got a Gardevoir in top 8. Yeah, Gardy, still pretty good. Again, did really good at the Miyagi Champions League, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more of that going forward. This tournament was also won by Gardevoir. This one used Secret Box as the ace spec, but it did take down Charizard, which is interesting. I guess if Zard doesn't play like a tool removal card, like Jamming Tower, it's like probably favored for Gardevoir. Even though you do have a dark type attacker, it's still not enough. This was the classic Zard Pidgeot deck. And I guess Gardy also plays Budu, which is pretty bad. But this build does have TM Evo. Hero's Cape as the spec's interesting too. So it's got the Baby Shiu in there, the Cleffa, the Budu. And then we got a Raging Bolt in top 4. Another straightforward build. There's no Noctowl though. This one is just classic Turbo Bolt, I guess if you want to call it that, with the Teal Mask Engine. There's a Dragapult here, though, in top 4. This one's got the Sparkling Crystal. Let's see, A-Spec, nothing too crazy. And then we got a couple more Raging Bolts here, one with the Noctowl engine. And then in this top 4, we had yet another Raging Bolt here with the Noctowl engine. And yet another Dragapult deck. This one's playing Bear and Tatsugiri in it. We had a Flareon in top 8. This is another deck that, like, I mean, by the time, well, actually, this video is probably going up before Atlanta, but we'll have to see how Flareon can do in Atlanta. This is a deck that got a little bit of a hype and attention before the set release and rotation, but hasn't really made an impact yet. I haven't really seen a lot of Flareon in the online tournament, so maybe this deck is due for a good run at Atlanta. This build's got the usual stuff you see, Flareon, Sylveon, Leafeon, the main attackers. Clefairy, got a Tropicos in there too, if you want to use Crown Opal. All right, next City League here was won by good old Raging Bolt with the Noctowls in the deck. Then was able to beat Dragapult in the finals. I mean, it's a decent matchup for Raging Bolt. Dragapult still has counterplay, obviously. It's not like super unwinnable. We got an interesting build here, Dragapult Typhlosion. So this is one of the new like Typhlosion engine decks we're seeing right now. There's a couple others. Probably going to see another one very soon. But the idea of this deck, I think, is that you're trying to use Quilava to get your Ethan's cards in your hand. You get the Ethan Adventure cards with its ability. You have the Typhlosion here with the attack Body Blast. It does 60 plus 40 more damage for each Ethan's Adventure card in your discard pile. So you can do a ton of damage with Typhlosion. There is 4 copies of Ethan's Adventure search deck for any 3 combination of Ethan's Pokemon and basic Fire Energy. So I think the idea is you just grab all these Ethan cards, discard them, and you build up Typhlosion as like an extra attacker. Is this better than just playing Dusknoir, though, is the question. The Typhlosion does help you against Milotic, I guess. That's decent. Or any other like weird wall situation. I just don't know if the Typhlosion is better than obviously just playing the Dusknoir. Like Dusknoir Dragapult seems like it's probably just better than Typhlosion Dragapult, but it is cool to see the Typhlosion engine do well there. Another Flareon in top 4. This one's got a lot more of a toolbox approach. It's got the Pikachu, EX, Wellspring Ogerpon, Bear, Clefairy, but still has the usual Flareon lads. And we got oh my god, a bunch of Raging Bolts here. Jeez. Making up the rest of the top 8 was just all Raging Bolt. Let's see if there's anything interesting in these lists. Nothing too crazy. That was the top 8 in this tournament. There is a Garchomp deck outside the top 8, but there's another Garchomp deck we're going to see soon. Go to this tournament here. It was also won by Raging Bolt. This one's a Poison Raging Bolt deck, so this one's really cooking. In fact, it's got the booster capsule. There's a bit of synergy there. You can obviously capsule your Brute Bonnet, but you can also capsule your Raging Bolt, so you can't poison it. It's kind of a meme. Kind of cool, though. Broken deck for sure. It's kind of funny. Is that even optimal? Like, do you really need the poison damage for Raging Bolt to even take knockouts? Not really. You're just maybe getting free donks, I guess, and then you're KOing the little guys with Pekka, and then you're KOing the big boys with the Raging Bolt, I guess. It's kind of funny. It won the tournament. It actually beat Raging Bolt in the finals. The Noctowl Raging Bolt build here. We got another Raging Bolt in top 4. This half the top 4. Oh my god, that's crazy. We got a Guardy, though. Probably primed to win the tournament. I guess the poison build could be problematic for Gardevoir, maybe. Just another Guardy deck playing the Brilliant Blender in there. No Drifloon, though, in this build. We have a Espathra deck here in top 8. Got Espathra Azumarill. Not bad. I mean, I just did a video on like an Azumarill toolbox deck. This one opts to play like Xatu and Espathra instead as like the pack of partners. Not a bad little deck here. It's got Unfair Stamp as the A-Spec 2. Shaman's not a bad inclusion for this type of deck either, I think. So that's cool. And then, yeah, here we go. We got our first look at a Cynthia's Garchomp deck. So I am really excited to try out this deck when it comes out. It's another one of those decks I really want to do well. Of course, Garchomp EX here does have the attack Screw Dive, which does 100 damage. And then you can draw cards. You have 6 in your hand. Really nice attack, especially if your opponent's constantly slamming Ionos in your face. And then you also have the attack Dragon Buster, which does 260 damage. Discard all energy from the Garchomp. It's got a free retreat and 330 HP. It is a pretty powerful Pokemon. And of course, it's aided by the help of Cynthia's Roserade, which lets your Cynthia Pokemon do 30 more damage to their actives. Now the Garchomp hits even harder with a couple Roserades on the bench. This deck is really cool, and I really want this deck to do well. We see it's got Monkey in there, a couple Crispins for energy acceleration. You even have the Gabite in the deck, too, which has the ability which allows you to get a Cynthia's Pokemon from your deck. So kind of like how the Quilava gets you those Ethan's engine supporters, you can also get the Pokemon with the Cynthia's Garchomp. So they've really tried to, I feel like with this set specifically, they're trying to make the trainer's Pokemon more synergistic, if that makes any sense. It feels like the Hop stuff was still kind of synergistic, and like Ends was kind of, but nothing to like this degree. Like you can tell they're trying to specifically make an archetype out of these cards, which is really cool. So I really want the Garchomp deck to do well, man. I have high hopes for that deck. We got another Typhlosion deck here. This one is just a straightforward build of Typhlosion. Again, you can use it as the main attacker. We've seen it with the Dragapult, and there's going to be other Typhlosion decks we're probably going to see soon. This one just plays the Dunsparce engine. Does have Neutralization Zone as the A-Spec, so in the late game you can kind of stick that zone, and then Typhlosion just does like a ton of damage once you discard all your Ethan's cards. You got the redeemable ticket to make sure you don't prize any of the Ethan stuff. We had yet another Raging Bolt here in top 8. I guess, actually, I kind of want to look at this. There's a Garchomp Toedscruel deck here. Okay, so yeah, Garchomp with Toedscruel. Probably just there to stop stuff like Raging Bolt and Golden Go from blowing you up. Toedscruel is really good against retrievals and Night Stretchers and stuff. There's an Ethan's deck here I guess we can look at. Or not really an Ethan's deck, I guess. It's Ethan's Hoa with Armor Rouge. So it's an Armor Rouge Toolbox deck. Armor Rouge Toolbox did get weaker with the loss of both Basin and Arceus V-Star. But maybe the new way to play it is to use Ethan's Ho-Oh, which has an ability, you can charge up the 2 basic fire energy from your discard pile, or from your hand, sorry, to one of your bench Ethan's Pokemon. So you Ho-Oh to your Ho-Oh, and you can use Armor Rouge to move the energy back up. That's pretty sick. So really cool archetype there. Hopefully we see more of that deck in this video. I haven't looked at all the decks yet. This tournament here was won by the Poison Moon deck. We did see this deck do well in the online tournaments with the real rotation coming out. Maybe this deck has potential. We'll have to see. It did win the tournament. It actually beat Pulsar in the finals. It's kind of interesting. I would assume this is a favored matchup for Dragapult Charizard, but I guess anything can happen in a best-of-1 format where there's Poison. Pulsar, no Pidgeot, but does have Clefairy and Mew in the deck. The Clefairy is interesting. You can build it up with Charizard, I guess, and then attach Psychic for turn. Pretty good against Dragapult itself. Not bad, actually. Hydrapple in top 4. Cool to see this deck. And nothing really too crazy in the list. I mean, Hydrapple doesn't really have the room to, like, spice it out, I feel like. But it is cool to see Hydrapple in top 4 here. It's another deck that, I want the deck to do well. It's a cool deck. Another Dragapult here. Let's skim through these Dragapults. A lot of lists are probably just looking the same, yeah. Same old Dragapult stuff. Another Guardy here with no Drifloon. And we have an End Zoroark in top 8. So this deck, I feel like, is obviously going to get weaker with this new set, because Shaman coming out really hurts Darmanitan, which is part of what makes this deck good. There's no, like, canceling clone. You can't really get around the Shaman. You have to KO the Shaman and then hope that Darmanitan can do stuff. But still cool to see this deck do well. We might just start seeing Zoroark as a draw engine from now on. Just sad reality of things. Well, that was I clicked on I guess it's more interesting looking at the Dragapult deck. All right, move on to the next journey here. Which is won by Raging Bolt. Another Noctowl build of Raging Bolt. Second place deck was Clefairy. Beating Clefairy, or Guardy Clefairy, I mean, it's pretty crazy. 2 Clefairies? Yo, surely Gardevoir farms Raging Bolt with 2 Clefairies, right? It's crazy. All right, here we go. We got another Typhlosion deck. Now, this was the one I was talking about. I was mentioning there's another build, and that was the Goldengo Typhlosion deck. So this one has also been seen play in Japan. Now, this build does not play the eSearch Pro. I have seen some builds playing it, but some of these Ethan builds are not running the eSearch Pro. The idea of the deck is you're trying to use Kolava to grab an Ethan's Adventure card, and then you use Ethan's Adventure to grab 3 Fire Energy out of your deck. And then you discard them at Goldengo, and then in the late game, you can kind of clean up with Typhlosion's Buddy Blast. That's essentially the gimmick of this deck. The downside is you're not playing eSearch Pro. You don't have the delete option anymore, right? Your opponent goes 320 HP active Pokemon. You can't just go eSearch Pro, nuke it. So that's the downside about playing this build. But the upside is you get to play a different A spec. So you get Max Belt. It's not a bad idea. You can do more damage that way. You got the Arvins in the deck. This is an interesting way to play Goldengo. Now, I don't know if this is actually going to be better than just playing eSearch Pro, because it just feels like you're just playing like a worse like Earthen Vessel engine. I mean, I guess you have the ability to get 5 energy out of the deck. You can go Vessel Ethan for 5 energy, which is not bad. So we'll have to see if this Goldengo deck actually works. The positive thing about playing it is the extra attack option you get with Typhlosion. So while the deck doesn't have eSearch Pro, you can at least use Typhlosion as a backup attacker, which is actually not a bad idea. Because I feel like right now, if you're going to play Goldengo, you do have to have at least some kind of backup attacker in the deck. The Typhlosion does help you hit Cornerstone. We have an interesting Archaladon Sarah Ledge here in the top 4. Or top 8, sorry. It's actually a very unique take on the deck. I guess you discard a bunch of Metal Energy, just swing with Sarah Ledge, or you swing with Archaladon, just pick your poison. Cool stuff. Very interesting archetype. Maybe I'll make a video on it at some point. That was top 4, actually, yeah. Got another Poison Raging Bolt here in top 8. Damn. We have another Ethan's Goldengo. But this one, okay, this one does have the eSearch Pro in the deck, which you can still play it, obviously. You just kind of don't need it because you have the Ethan's engine, but, you want to be consistent with the Goldengo attacks, you may as well play the Ethan's engine in the deck with the eSearch Pro. I don't hate it. Another Raging Bolt in top 8. Another Dragapult here in top 8. There's a Garchomp deck outside the top 8 we can quickly look at here. Garchomp, no Roserade in this deck. Oh, opted for no Roserade. Does play a lot of Monkey Dory, though, and a Farigiraf, so trying to be a little bit more disruptive. There's even a couple Technical Machine Devolutions in that list. Another Ethan's Goldengo deck with the eSearch Pro. I'm sure we'll see more of that Goldengo deck as we go along here on this page. Raging Bolt won this tournament. Beat Poison Bridge in the finals. That's interesting. I feel like that's favored for Archaladon. Another Guardy. Klefki, Monkey Dory. Another Pulsar here. This one just more straightforward. Playing Prime Catcher, though, for the A-Spec is interesting. All right, cool. We added the Archaladon double. This is a weird one. This deck actually hasn't really done anything since its release. I was like thinking this Archaladon double deck was going to be more popular, but honestly, since Journey Together's come out, I haven't seen this deck do that well or even anyone talk about it. The talk's been on the Zoroark build, the Poison build, or even just like the more straightforward approach. So Interesting, the double build hasn't had legs. The Dunsparce Archaludon also made top 8. We had a Garchomp deck using Dusknoir. So this one also does not play Rose Raid, so just no Rose Raid. It does have the new Cynthia, though. Cynthia's Spear Tomb. Stacked as 10 damage, reach damage counter on all your bench Cynthia's Pokemon. Pretty good against Dragapult, I guess. It's got the Devo in there. Cool. We got more Raging Bull. I guess we gotta look at it, but yes. Raging Bolt. The normal Raging Bolt stuff. Nothing too crazy going on there. All right. Next tourney here was won by the Archaludon double deck. It's got a 1-1 Scizor in the deck, and it was able to beat Terrorbox in the finals. So yeah, another deck that, much like in Zoroark, I think Terrorbox does get weaker with this set, just because we are going to see Shaman go into a lot of decks now, and this deck does struggle into Shaman. Part of what makes this deck good is the ability to take 2 prizes easily with Wellspring Ogerpon, and now they can't do that anymore. This deck becomes a lot weaker, so we'll have to see on that one. We got Deepult here with a Farigiraf in the deck. Oh, so really trying to respect the Raging Bolt matchup. That's interesting. Another Archaludon double here in top 4. Doing really good in Japan right now, but just, yeah, overseas here, no one's really playing it. Ooh, Garchomp Frostlass. Yeah, I like this, man. I love Frostlass. And then you insert certain EX Pokemon in the deck. You know, that's kind of sick. You know, it's Pather, Hydreigon, Dragapult. You know, Garchomp's now one of the new Frostlass partners. You'll love to see it. Once again, playing into that, like, Devo approach here. Yeah, I like it. It's a cool idea. I guess Garchomp's first attack's pretty cool. You just constantly draw cards. Another Raging Bolt. And here we go. We got Ethan's Ho-Oh Raging Bolt. Okay, this one's kind of cool. So this one does have some synergy. You can use Ho-Oh to put Fire Energy into play with its ability. And then obviously you can use Raging Bolt to discard the energy. So that's actually a really interesting way to play Raging Bolt. And then we got another Garchomp Frostlass deck here doing well. That's cool. Yeah, nice. 2 Garchomp Frostlass in top 8 is kind of sick. I'm liking the Garchomp diversity. It's kind of sick. I think we looked at this tournament already. That was one we just clicked on. Okay, cool. Let's go to this one. Okay. So Dragapult did win this tournament. One had a Monkey Dory in it. Was it Terrorbox? Yeah, okay. Oh, it was Flareon Toolbox with a Zoomeryl in the deck for some backup support. I don't hate it. A lot of cards you got to fit those. Even got all the other attackers like Terrapagos, Wellspring. Cool. I guess it only plays 1 Flareon. It's not really a Flareon deck. There's only 1 Flareon in there. Cool. Dragapult Dusknoir once again. It's got a Monkey Dory in there. There's another Guardy here. Another Raging Bolt in top 4. Yeah, play the Noctowl engine. Another Raging Bolt here in the top 8 with the Noctowl engine. And Golden Go Dunsparce, though. So, I mean, while all the attention right now is on the Golden Go Ethan's deck, I feel like, and then obviously, like, Golden Go, what was it? Golden Go Dragapult was the other one? Golden Go Dunsparce still seems okay. This one's got a Hobzation in the deck. Actually, it's not even playing East Search Pro. I just realized it's actually only playing the Lightning, Dark, and Metal Energy. I guess, like, you can attack with Zacian early on to set up damage. And you got the Monkey Dory in the deck. Huh. It's an interesting approach. Yo, Ethan's, or Hop's Golden Go? Broken deck, maybe? Who knows? Got another Moon here. Poison Moon. All right. Let's move on here to the next tourney and see what we got. This one had Raging Bolt take down the tournament. Yeah, Raging Bolt just dominates Japan, bro. It's actually just so silly. Because the deck, honestly, is pretty, like, not mid, but it's definitely, like, not as good overseas usually. Probably because best of 3. Another Terrorbox here. We got a couple of Terrorboxes back-to-back we can quickly look at here. Cool. And then we got 2 Golden Goes back-to-back. We got another Dunsparce Golden Go deck. Yeah, this one's a bit more of, like, the classic approach. And then we got another Ethan's Golden Go deck. And this one does indeed have the E-Search Pro still in the deck. Playing a Picnic Basket's not bad either. Helps against Dragapult. You already have Monkey Dory, but why not include the Picnic Basket to make Dragapult's life even harder? I don't hate it. Another Raging Bolt. And then another Garchomp Frostlass in top 8. So this one we've seen more common than the actual, like, Rose Raid Garchomp Cynthia deck, which I'm sure is what Pokemon intended it to be, but they're like, nah, bro, Frostlass Garchomp's just better. Pokemon's like, all right, I guess. Sure. All right, we just looked at this tournament, I think. This one here was won by Poison Archaludon, and then it was able to beat Raging Bolt, another Raging Bolt below it, anything crazy there? Not really. Terrorbox, nothing too crazy in that build. Another Turbo Poison Moon deck, whatever you want to call it. And we got another Archaludon. All right, this one, yeah, just straightforward Archaludon. It's not no draw in the deck, like, no, like, double to Dunsparce, Zoroark, just straightforward Archaludon. Just get the job done. Do damage. Another Raging Bolt there. Another Raging Bolt in top 8. Yeah, dude, Raging Bolt's just disgusting in Japan. Crazy stuff. All right, this tournament here looks interesting. We got some cool decks. We do see Terrorbox was able to win this one, beating Terrorbox in the finals. We had a bit of a Terrorbox mirror match here in this City League. And we had 2 Guardies also in the top 4. This one got Secret Box. This one's got Brilliant Blender. And Luxurious Cape. That's interesting. Luxurious Cape's kind of cool. You get more HP out of it, which is cool. We had another Typhlosion deck here. Another just straightforward Typhlosion deck. No other partner. Just playing the Typhlosion by itself. It's got the Victini. The Ethans are in there. Yeah, cool stuff. Yeah, I like to see this like new one-price deck pop up. And then we had a Blaziken Monkey Dory deck do well. Now this one is interesting. This is like the more common way I've seen Blaziken played, even like before Heatwave Arena came out. This was a common way to play the deck, is using like walls in the deck. So you can energy accelerate with Blaziken to your walls, like your Mimikyu, your Frigoraph. You can still use the Blaziken as an attacker. It's not a dead card, obviously, but you do get some access to like Monkey Dory for healing. That's really cool. It's a cool way to play Blaziken. There's a lot of really cool ways you can play the deck. Another Raging Bolt there. And then we got another Dragapult. Never mind. Not a Dragapult Typhlosion. Bro's just like, nah, I'm not playing Dragapult. I'm going to play Dracloak in my Typhlosion deck, but I ain't playing Dragapult. I'm not going to lie. That is pretty funny. Because I saw the Dracloak. I'm like, oh, it's Dragapult. No, it's literally Dracloak Dreepy with no Dragapult in the Typhlosion deck. That's just insane, bro. I've seen it all. That's cooking. That's pretty jokes. Not going to lie. All right. We already looked at that one. All right, this deck tournament here was won by Dragapult. It's 3 Dragapult in top 4. Just quickly skim through these real quick. Probably nothing too crazy in the Dragapult lists, but a couple Terror Boxes here. Terror Box with a Monkey Dory. I don't hate that. I think Monkey Dory is actually good in Terror Box, like even right now. We had another Terror Box also doing well. We had Moon to Dunsparce. Oh, no, it was Ancient Box to Dunsparce. Ooh. So I actually ran into this on the ladder a while back. When I was recording one of my videos. I forget which one it was. Might not even be uploaded yet, but I did play against this deck while I was recording videos for when I was going away to Atlanta this week. And I was like, this is interesting. I got smoked by it. It's kind of cool. Might be the new way to play Ancient Box. Definitely want to try that out at some point. We'll see. No more Raging Bolt. And we got another Miraidon Toolbox deck. Does have the Joltik still in there, but is more of a Miraidon deck. Actually, not really. There's no generators still. Just opted for no Gen. He's like, no, I'm just going to Accelerate Energy the old-fashioned way. Some other cool decks here. Got the Ethan's Ho-Oh Armor Rouge Toolbox deck. This one looks really cool. Definitely excited to try out the new age of Armor Rouge box. And we have this Crustle deck. Now, I wanted to highlight this because Crustle is really interesting. It's literally a Stage 1 version of the Aegislash we have. It's got the same ability and literally the same attack. And has the same amount of HP. It's like, it's an identical card. Even the same retreat, I'm pretty sure. It's like, actually pretty funny how similar it is to Aegislash. It's just better. It's just, yeah. Stage 1 Mimikyu with more HP, more damage, kind of cool. Alrighty then. Let's go to this tourney here. We see was won by good old Raging Bolt. Beat Dragapult in the finals. Just, yeah, normal Dragapult stuff. But we did see a Yanmega EX deck do well. So another deck I'm excited to try out is the new Yanmega EX. Got that Buzz Boost ability. Immune ability, once during turn, when this Pokemon moves from the bench to the active spot, you can search deck for up to 3 basic grass energy and attach him to this Pokemon. Really strong ability, and then you have the attack at Jet Cyclone that does 210 damage, move 3 energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. So the idea of the Yanmega deck is you just put a bunch of Yanmegas in play, you hit really hard with Jet Cyclone, and just kind of swap between your Yanmegas, move the energy. And it's a really interesting EX Pokemon. I really want to try this out when it comes out. I'm really excited for Yanmega. I'm not going to lie, I'm more excited for Destined Rivals than I probably am for Journey Together. But yeah, the Yanmega deck looks really cool, so... And it's like a really cool toolbox approach with Scramble Switch. You go like Yanmega Scramble Switch, she like hands or Regigigas. It's really cool approach. There's another Yanmega deck here we can look at. Let's go look at that right now. This one's the Noctowl version of the deck. So I guess like more of a Terapagos toolbox style deck, but still plays Yanmega, which is, I mean, it's a pretty good beat stick attacker. 280 HP, 210 damage is like good numbers. You're knocking out Fez, Latias, Squawkabilly, Teal Mask, Wellspring. Not Cornerstone, but you don't care. You got Terapagos in the deck, obviously, to help counter that. Definitely excited to try out Yanmega for sure. See, like, Destined Rivals, like, we don't even have the Team Rockets decks, like, legal yet, and, like, already we're seeing more unique decks pop up. Really cool to see. All right, let's just move on to the next tourney. We got a bunch of Raging Bolt winning this, so... Oh, my God. Just 4. I'm not even going to bother looking at them, bro. It's just probably the same stuff. God. We got another Ethan's Typhlosion Dragapult deck here. Now, it's just really cool to see these, like, Typhlosion engines doing well. Like, Goldengo, Typhlosion, Dragapult Typhlosion. Who knows what other Typhlosion decks exist? Maybe people cook more stuff. We got another Garchomp here. This one does have the Roserade, but has a 1-1 line. Does still lean heavily into the Monkey Dories. I mean, is Monkey Dory just better than Roserade? Like, they're both doing similar things. You're putting 30 damage on the board. But in terms, Monkey Dory is a better card because you have more of a spread approach. Maybe that's just better. Is Monkey Dory just better than Thing? Maybe. All right. Next tournament here Anything interesting? We'll just skim through the stuff we've already seen. No need to click on the Jillionth Raging Bolt deck in this video. But we do see a Garchomp Frostlass once again in top 8. Really cool stuff. I've been seeing this more than the actual Rose Raid build, so it's kind of crazy. Got Zartarapagos here. It's a deck that I think is decent, but with Dragapult's popularity right now, it doesn't seem like the best deck ever, but it has potential to do well. Its power level is really high, I think. There's some crazy things you can do with how you build your deck. A couple more Golden Goes here. Got a Golden Go Typhlosion deck once again. And then another Golden Go Typhlosion. That one's playing Prime Catcher. This one goes back to the eSearch Pro approach, which is cool. Got a Lycanroc Dodrio on top 16. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I rate the idea. You got Monkey Dory with Dodrio to put damage on the board for Lycanroc. It's not a bad idea, actually. I kind of like it. All right. See here. Yeah, Raging Bull's in top 4. But we do have another Golden Go Typhlosion deck. And also played the Maxim Belt like the list we saw earlier in this video. We have another Walls here. So this one is a new age of Walls. Instead of playing the Mimikyu, you can now play the Crustle, which is a better card because it just has more HP. You can put a Luxurious Cape on it, give it 250 HP. So this Crustle becomes really tough to KO, and then it's got a Shred Attack, so that's good. So this is definitely like the new age of Walls, I think. We still haven't seen Walls do well yet. I mean, by the time this video goes out, I think this might go out before Atlanta. I don't know. I haven't decided when I'm going to upload this video, but I'm curious to see if Walls will actually do well in Atlanta this weekend. Very curious to see on that one, but cool to see the Crustle deck. We have another Raging Bolt Ethan's Ho-Oh deck. I mean, this one doesn't seem to be doing as well right now, so I'm assuming like the Noctowl Teal Mask approach is just still better, but still a really interesting approach to the Raging Bolt deck, nonetheless. All right. Anything interesting here? This top 8 had another Ethan's Typhlosion, just one prize deck. And then, actually, honestly, looking back, that Draclo build seemed decent, because you have like a backup draw engine. The Sylveon, or Flareon deck. Okay, so that was that tournament. Go to this one here. Anything interesting? Charizard to Dunsparce in second place. As you can see, losing to Dragapult. Bad matchup. I don't know. This deck, I made a video on it. Hyped it up a little bit. It's a cool idea on how to play Charizard. Just feels bad to play Charizard right now, man. Just the threat of Dragapult, man, is just not great for the deck. Another Poison Moon deck. Another Goldengo Typhlosion. This one's also on the Prime Catcher. It's got the Letter of Encouragement. I like Letter of Encouragement Goldengo. If you're not playing eSearch Pro, I highly recommend playing one Letter of Encouragement. I played when I played Goldengo to San Antonio, I played the one of Letter of Encouragement. Oh my god. Bro, the amount of times I was doing consistent Make It Rains for knockouts was insane. Letter of Encouragement is a broken card, so if I'm playing that build without the eSearch Pro, I'm playing that. We got another Typhlosion variant, once again playing Dragapult in the deck. So I guess, you get the Dracloak for the Draw Engine, Typhlosion, main attacker, but then you still have Dragapult. Just because Dragapult's just a broken card, why not play it? Got Slowking here hanging around. Again, another deck that might get weaker just because Kyurem gets a lot worse with Shaman coming out. So, it is what it is. And then we got another Ethan's Ho-Oh variant here playing at Macargo. This Pokemon has no energy on it, has no retreat, but then it's got the attack Lava Burst. So 70 damage. Scrap the 5 fire energy from it, doing 70 for each card discard in this way. So, the Ho-Oh to build up the Macargo. It's an Ethan's Pokemon, and then you just discard all the energy. Do like 1 million damage. Another Yamega variant here. Yamega to Dunsparce. Just a bit more straightforward approach with the draw engine there. All right, in this tournament here, we saw Frostlass take it down. Kind of similar to what we saw at the Champions League Miyagi. Really cool to see Frostlass have a lot more success in Japan. Like, not just this build. We saw the Spathra build and then the Garchomp build doing well. Another Flareon Toolbox deck here. And speaking of which, you got another Garchomp Frostlass deck. Pretty cool stuff. That's a fun deck. Definitely excited to try that out. What about this tournament here? Anything interesting? There's a Goldengo Dragapult. Nah. Nothing too crazy in this tournament. So Pult Thorns, the Forgotten About deck. Kind of underrated. All right, this tournament was won by Dragapult Frostlass. I don't know, I did a video on this deck, and I actually really liked it. I was impressed by it. The extra spread damage you get with Frostlass Monkey Dory is really good. You do a lot of damage with this deck, so it's a really cool archetype. Definitely want to revisit it in rotation, and everything else, yeah, just the same old stuff in this tournament. What about this one? We don't get to see what won the tournament. We do see another Garchomp, though, in top 4 with the Frostlass engine, once again, for the extra spread. Anything else? We got another Garchomp Rose right here outside top 8. I don't know. Is this... I mean, you got the Monkey Dory still, so you have a lot more damage potential when you got the Rose Raids and the Monkeys. It's cool. The Monkey probably does help a bit against the more, spread of heavy approach decks, like the Dragapults and stuff. Another Ethan's Goldengo. This one's got Unfair Stamp as the ace spec. It's kind of a funny card to play in a Goldengo deck, considering you like to build up large hands. But I don't know, you could do some good things with it, I guess. Another Enzork deck here. This one's got Luxray in it. The bear. Yeah, just sadly seeing this deck kind of fall off. Just it sucks. Just not great when we have just when Shaman comes out. All right, this tournament here. What do we got? We got a really interesting Archaludon Rev of Room deck here. Yo, we've been playing the Lightning Rev of Room, which I guess is not bad because you can attack Cornerstone with it. It's got the Toad School in there to help against Golden Gold and Raging Bolt. I like it. What else? Got another Charizard Terapagos Noctowl deck here. Leans more into attacking with Wellspring once again. We were seeing this before. Again, this deck hasn't really taken off yet. Still too early to tell. Like, we could see Charizard Terapagos Noctowl do good in Atlanta. We'll have to see on that one. Another Enzork here in the tournament doing well. We got a Festival Lead. It's cool. I want to try this out in rotation too. Seems like it isn't the worst deck ever. Anything else that stands out? Not really. Cool. And there you go. That is this week City League results. So things to take away. There's a lot more cool archetypes popping up now with the first half of Destined Rivals. And like I said, with the Team Rocket stuff coming out, we're probably going to see even more cool and new decks pop up in Japan. Kind of let down a little bit by what was doing well, but still excited to dip my toes into this format. I'm really excited for Destined Rivals. Like, Destined Rivals has a lot of really cool cards. Like, we saw the Yamega, the Garchomp, the Ethan stuff. And yeah, I'm just excited, man, for some more new cards to come out. Once again, just seeing the same old stuff dominate. Dragapult, Gardevoir, Raging Bolt, just the same old stuff. But it is cool to see these new archetypes pop up and have a little bit of success in this meta. So definitely excited for all of that in the future. But I'll be under the video here on the channel looking at all of these new decks. I think next week is when the rest of the Team Rocket cards will be released in Japan. So then I got to do another updated video eventually looking at what Team Rocket decks are doing well in Japan. I'm sure we'll see some Mewtwo action and whatever else gets revealed before the thing. But Destined Rivals is shaping up to be a pretty good set. There's a lot of really good cards in the set, so I am super excited for Destined Rivals to come out. Definitely looking forward to it for sure. But I'll be under the video here. I'll leave a link to Limitless down below if you want to go look at any of the City Leagues for yourself, build any of the decks, take a look at them, test them, practice them, whatever the case may be. Link will be down below. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, subscribe down below. We're on the road to 23,000 subs. Yeah, catch y'all in another video very soon. Bye-bye.